vivo, G4 presenta El Picador contra El Nerdo Loco. The International Fenómeno. Ataca the show!
You have to say crescent kick when you do it.
Crescent kick!
Crescent kick. Chop. Karate is so much better if you say the move as you do
like
it. You know? Crescent kick.
Chop!
That's it. Welcome to Attack of the Show, TV's only source for all the martial arts you care about. I'm Kevin Pereira. Thank you. Olivia Munn is her name. She's on assignment in Margaritaville, so joining me is Hey.
We are coming to you live from the G4 studios in Los Angeles.
On the show today, everyone's worried about this flu pandemic, but what you need to be scared of is a birdemic. Yeah. You'll see the low-budget action thriller that's low on thrills and action as well as budget and around the net. Then we want to know what's up with the world, because today you're going to see a Malaysian man smashing coconuts with one finger and a Japanese crime scene reenactment using Legos. What?
What? Plus, I sit down with a cast of funny people, including Adam Sandler, Seth Rogen, and Jonah Hill. Find out if Apto strikes again or strikes out.
Oh.
And then it's an international edition of Women of the Web when we go around the world in 80 babes. Yeah. Oh, and 10 babes.
It's 10. It's not that long of a list.
We should do 80 someday.
No.
Make more sense. That's right. We've outsourced hotness to Australia, Italy, and Japan.
More importantly, boobs!
We would only need 40 women to get 80 boobs.
This is correct.
There we go.
And if you had a couple chicks from Total Recall, you'd need less.
I can't do that math like that. 3 into 80 is whatever. It's time now to run down the top 5 things on the web.
There is a net, and I want to go around it.
Do it. Yes.
I hope they're chanting at home.
I think people should chant
I think
at
they
home.
do. Yeah.
Yeah, they get so excited for Around the Net that they chant with us.
Throw objects at your television screens. Let's do
it.
this.
Send us videos of you chanting that. Why not? We'll use them.
Probably
no, we won't.
not.
Today's number 5 is a recently rediscovered scene from the June 29th episode of ABC Family's Make It or Break It. And it's proof that it's a good idea for a girl to know some self-defense.
Yeah, I'm not sure that what you're about to see qualifies as, like, taekwondo or something like that, but it kept the boys back.
Becca, get in the car.
Where y'all going so fast?
Hey, come on, jackasses, back off.
What are you gonna do if we don't? Huh? What you gonna do?
Follow me. I'm sick of taking people's crap. Me too.
Whoa!
That was some
They had
seriously
no
dramatic
idea.
music.
They had no idea what to do with that.
No.
Whoa,
They were
back handspring.
baffled.
Hold up. It almost turned into like the dance fight from West Side Story.
Yeah.
Almost.
The
But
Sharks and the Jets.
It was getting there.
But, I mean, you shouldn't laugh, Kevin, because I have fought off many a mugger with a cartwheel and a back handspring.
What?
So, ladies out there, all 5 of you, remember, never leave home without a pommel horse in your purse, all right? And if possible, only walk down alleys equipped with uneven bars. You just got learned.
Some important lessons there. Thank you.
Yes.
A while back on Attack of the Show, we brought you the, it's a catchy ditty called Jesus is a Friend of Mine by Sunseed. It's back on the show today, and listen, we ran the music video not to make fun of the Jeebus, no, but because the song, it sucks.
Yeah. The bad news is that it's not what you want to hear when you were tortured and killed for mankind's sins. But the good news is that Zulu TV spruced it up with a little unnecessary censoring.
Jesus is a friend of mine. He taught me how to as it should. He taught me how to turn my cheek when people me. I've had friends before, and I can tell you that he's one who will never you. Once I tried to run and hide, but Jesus came and found me, and he down inside. He is like a Mountie. He always man, and he any way he can.
That wasn't very Christian language. I'm sorry.
You know, that actually reminds me of my favorite religious parable. And when there was only one set of beeps, that was when God censored you.
Oh. Read that in the bathroom.
Beep!
Oh. Today's number 3 item is footage from the low-budget indie horror flick. This is called Birdemic.
Yeah, here's what the director, James Wynn, had to say in the movie's press release. I am excited to release this unique and unconventional teaser trailer in HD. It's pure cinema. We have begun production, and Birdemic is the most challenging romantic thriller that I have ever directed. Why did the eagles and vultures attack? Will the protagonist live or die?
That's fascinating. Well, let's watch the teaser and see if we can find out why did the eagles and vultures attack.
Why?
Really?
Wow.
So it's like some 12-year-old found a bunch of animated gifs of birds.
Wow.
And decided to make a horror movie out of it. That's
Yeah.
great, really.
Okay, well, maybe the acting's really good. I mean, it could be like a Blair Witch thing, right? Right?
No.
No?
That's my no face.
Let's go, guys. The Eagles are coming.
Shooting out of a minivan. Quick, get to the Aerostar.
The Eagles are coming. Wait, how is it that Hitchcock made a more terrifying horror film with birds almost like 50 years ago?
Talent.
All right.
But who checks the labels when they're looting? Like,
Yeah.
the birds can come any minute. Hold on. I don't know. Too
Well, and
carby.
also, who grabs champagne if there's like,
Well,
you know...
you never know.
Right, never
You
mind.
never
I didn't
know.
need to ask that one.
Okay.
I would. Today's number 2 item is something we've been looking forward to for quite some time.
Yes. St. Sanders is back, everybody. Love Sanders.
You may remember St. Sanders from one of his many Shreds videos, tiny bits of internet genius where he retracked music videos and concert films to make it sound like the band had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah, and he was having some troubles. His videos kept getting removed from YouTube over and over again, but now he's back, and he's got his own dedicated site, along with a new take on the Rolling Stones' energetic anthem about opening a program in Windows 95. Start me up.
Hey, what's up, make up? Hey, what's up, make up? My God, what's up?
He's like, I dress casually. Welcome back to the internet, St. Sanders. You may rightfully take your place at the head of the music table mashup. I mean, it's
That is a good head to
music
take
mashup
place
table.
of.
It's good. He deserves
Yeah.
it. Still ahead, everybody. Is the Palm Pre girl possessed by Satan?
Wah wah?
Yeah.
The shocking evidence is our number 1 ATN.
Stick around.
On the route, number 1 video.
Coming in at number 1 today is some very unsettling footage from the latest Palm Pre campaign. Have you guys seen the Palm Pre commercials? This creepy half-dead woman trying to sell you a cell
Yeah.
phone? We're not talking about just the commercials, which some of you have already seen. They're strange in and of themselves, to say the least.
Right. But this remixed version from YouTube user WTF Facecake, love your name, he really unleashes the unsettling underbelly of Palm's advertisements.
The other day, I was walking in the park after lunch, and I saw this juggler, and the weird thing was, The more balls she had up in the air, the easier she made it look. It was a feeling I knew. Like deja vu.
Should we? I was gonna, like, the seizure warning needs to come before the video
Right?
for it to work, right?
Seriously.
Yeah, but I've seen this before, so don't, like, you guys can
You
relax.
have?
Yeah. Oh, it's actually not a big deal. Every once in a while, a palm pre will actually become possessed by an ancient falling angel, and it will try to take over the user in a desperate attempt to actually grasp control of our mortal plane. Fallen angel, cell phone, take control of us, mortal plane. That's all. It's right in the manual. It's in the troubleshooting section. It's after, like, what to do if the battery won't charge. You just go right.
Like that?
Do we have time for a quick exorcism? I got this. I can take care of this.
We really need this.
I got this. Hold on.
We definitely need
I got.
Powerless against the pre.
And now a reading from the Book of Job. Before you can use any of your iPhone's features, you must first activate iPhone by signing up for a service plan with the iPhone provider in your area.
You call AT&T a service provider? You want America's largest and most reliable 3G network. Tell me, Father, what's your 3G coverage like?
These are the Apple iPhone earbuds. Yes, the power of Steve compels you. The power of Steve compels you. The power. And ye shall go to Cupertino, and ye shall purchase the latest hardware. And lo, ye shall be offered the Apple Care Protection Plan.
Your mother was on Nextel. Tell me, Father, how does it feel being locked into one carrier? I've seen you, those late nights trying to remember those tedious codes so you can see a multimedia message.
Be quiet!
The website failures, the dropped calls, the voicemails that show up days later. Come to the pre.
Silence! Silence, you beast!
You had to sign a 2-year contract! You're trapped! There's only one way out!
No!
Judd Apatow is at it again, and this time he dropped his old friend Adam Sandler into the mix.
I'm dying.
Sandler's character George is a comedy megastar, but when he finds out he's terminally ill, he decides to take struggling comedian Ira, played by Seth Rogen, under his wing in hopes of finding a true friend.
Well, your immune system is in the middle of a very serious battle.
You ever notice your accent makes things sound worse than they actually are?
Obviously, stand-up shows are a huge part of this film.
Well, before we shot the movie, first I started doing stand-up to remind myself what it's like and the diarrhea it gives me from nervousness. And I wrote a bunch of jokes, and then a bunch of people would sit around and we would round table trying to write jokes, and then eventually Adam had to get on stage and try the jokes.
One night stands are tough, and I'm not great at sex, so at the end of every time I gotta go, normally I do better than that.
How was it doing actual stand-up in the film?
You know, it wasn't bad. I haven't done it since the movie. I was very grateful to have it be over, mostly just so I didn't have to go out at night and leave my house and go to comedy clubs.
It's very hard to be romantic with women when you live on a pull-out couch. Once those two little legs come down, you know it's on, right?
To recreate the stage presence that made him famous, Sandler had to dig deep into his proverbial bag of perversion.
I don't talk like that anymore. I grew up. I'm an older man now. I tend to Apatow stuck with that.
We thought of a good vagina joke on the phone the other day.
The fact that I have two daughters, when I see a vagina now, and my first instinct is to put powder on it.
That's my man Ira. He wrote a lot of good jokes for me there, honey.
I can always tell from a stand-up or someone who's funny whether they're a person who enjoys being funny or whether they're fighting a tremendous amount of...
Yeah, or they're a person who feels they have to be funny so they don't kill themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If he's like, do you have any friends that are like you but just way funnier? You can say yes.
Now, how about the home videos that we see in this film? They're actually you guys, right?
Yes.
I shot those back in 1989, 90, and strangely I saved them for 20 years because I don't throw anything out.
Hi, I have no legs. May I speak to the manager?
Leslie, obviously you have history with Judd, but with Adam as well.
Well, the first time I met Adam, he hit on me at a nightclub, and he sent one of his friends over with a little napkin with a note and ketchup saying, like, nice back or something. And then I met Judd, and then a few months later met Adam with Judd at a birthday party. It was awkward.
Why did you cheat on me? I was so hot.
Now, you guys have quite a history with each other.
I was on stage. Apatow was watching me from afar. I said, that's nice that you're so eager to want to be near me, and I'll become roommates with you. And then we were roommates, and I kind of taught him how to talk to people.
And then he powdered my vagina.
We're going to prom.
Okay, well, we're not.
Once again, Apatow has assembled an arsenal of heavyweight comedians and lets them loose in funny people. It'll make you laugh just as hard as it'll make you cry.
Oh, come on, wipe it off.
There's just nothing better than talking about vaginas with celebrities.
Well, actually getting to do something inside of celebrity vagina is probably better.
Touche.
Thank you. This August, by the way, X-Play lets the fans pick the winners in our video game award show. It's G4ia 2009. And this year's categories include Game of the Year, Most Original Game, and so much more.
Don't miss X-Play Presents G4ia 2009, August 5th. Voting presented by Verizon Wireless. Text your vote to G4Text 44898. Yeah. Or go to the all-new G4TV.com/vote. Still ahead. The director of Old Boy's latest movie is about vampires, called Thirst. We'll hear from Park Chan-wook about his bloody horror film.
Plus, should you be legally allowed to jailbreak your iPhone? And if you do, will the cyber terrorists win?
What?
Yeah, the debate is on in the loop.
Ooh.
This portion of Attack of the Show is brought to you by Freestyle Releasing's The Collector. In theaters, July 31st.
Kevin says, eat me.
Let's go roast Turkey Hitler. Good on you.
With your help, Colonel, we will. We will.
Kevin, it is time to ask a very important question.
What's up with the world? Is that the question?
Yes.
Yeah, it's because seriously, the Cobra worshipping stuff that we're about to show you right now is friggin' nuts.
Crazy.
Here on our soil, we consider blue-skinned chicks to be kind of weird. But overseas, that sort of thing is normal. That's why today we're taking a look at what's up with the world. In Malaysia last month, a man named Ho Eng Hui attempted the world record of smashing the most coconuts in the least amount of time. With his finger! Diagonal View reports that the Malaysian fruit smasher managed to break all 4 coconuts with just his index. But upon smashing the 3rd coconut, he also broke something else. His frickin' finger. Yeah, let's take a look at that in slow motion. Oh, that's not pretty. Although he carried on to break the 4th coconut in less than 31 seconds, he'll probably be better remembered as the dude with the broken finger instead of the dude with the broken record. Ouch. Just a bit further north in India, the city of Ayodhya is home to this week's Cobra Festival, known by Hindus as Naga Panchami, a day of revering snakes. No Comment TV reports that on this day, Indian devotees offer silver jewelry, white flowers, and even pour milk on the cobras for good luck. It is said that worshipping snakes in India will protect its people from all evils. Whereas in America, at least for me, all evils certainly include one of the world's most poisonous creatures, the cobra. Lastly, there's no way we could make a list of weird without mentioning Japan, where Fuji TV News has taken a new approach to reporting crime. They're using toys. That's right, instead of using cameras and animation to recreate the scene, this news program has chosen hand-guided Legos and model toys to reenact a criminal getaway between police officers and a man operating a tractor. After getting cornered by cops on a field, about a half a mile away from the start of the chase, the man started swinging the tractor's shovel around, which knocked over a tree. See? There goes the tree. 40 minutes into the pursuit, an officer charged the tractor with a club and smashed its windows. This finally ended the epic standoff, but no word as to whether or not the Legos are still intact. Nonetheless, we appreciate the creative effort, Fuji TV. So if you thought American Turf was the only home for the weird and obscure, well, think again and make sure you know what's up with the world.
Do you know why we don't have a Cobra Festival on Attack of the Show?
Because they'd bite us to death?
Oh, right. That would suck.
Speaking of biters, though, Blair Herter's here, everybody.
Oh, all right. Oh, in my defense, when you drink as much as I do, no, I won't give you my number sounds a lot like, yes, you can gnaw on my clavicle. In my defense.
True.
I drink at bars heavily. Let's start the feed. And by bars, I mean home when I'm alone. It's Thursday, July 30th, and here are your top stories. Rumors are floating around that Steve Jobs himself might appear at this year's CES. Yeah, according to the Wall Street Journal, Gary Shapiro, the chief executive of the association that puts on the Consumer Electronics Show every January, told several journalists that Apple will indeed attend CES for the first time ever next year. Now, allegedly, Shapiro has even asked Steve Jobs himself to give a keynote speech, but he hasn't heard back yet from Apple's CEO. Now we just need to wait to find out from Jobs himself if he's going to indeed go. Now, it has been a bad week, a horrible week for the world's largest BitTorrent site, and it keeps getting worse. Just 2 days ago, we told you that 13 movie studios were suing the Pirate Bay. Yesterday, it looked as though that lawsuit has Deep Six, the Pirate Bay sale to the global gaming factory. And today, a Dutch court has ruled that the Pirate Bay must block access from Netherlands within 10 days or face a daily fine of about $42,000. Turning off the site for an entire country may force the Pirate Bay to just shut down the entire operation. Now, the site's founders are already going to jail and owe big media millions in damages. How much worse could it possibly get? Let me answer that. It can't get worse because you got punked by the freaking Dutch. That's the answer. And finally, a lawyer for the MPAA and RIAA has some harsh words for consumers who have purchased DRM songs or videos. If your purchase stops working, tough poopy. In a letter to the U.S. Copyright Office, lawyer Stephen Medalitz said that copyright owners aren't required to provide consumers with perpetual access to creative works. So basically, if you buy digital movies or TV shows on iTunes, and in 20 years iTunes no longer exists, all those downloads will no longer work and you shouldn't expect them to. If you did, however, buy the same material on DVD or Blu-ray, you would not have this problem. And like for reals, like last week I was watching the Muppet movie on Betamax, and it still rocks.
Still holds up, too.
So that's
still holds up.
Oh yeah, and you guys have just been fed. Back to you.
Thanks, Blair.
You're welcome.
I love the Muppet movie.
I'm Howard the Duck on Betamax. That's my.
Seriously?
I do. Yeah.
First time I ever saw Playboy. Yeah. Well, Play Duck.
Play Duck. Yeah.
That's what it was.
It still did the trick, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's
I've
right.
never even seen that movie. I know that's sad.
Wow.
Right? I know.
You got some explaining to do.
Netflix it. During Comic-Con, Kristen Adams got a chance to talk with the acclaimed director of Old Boy and Sympathy for Lady Vengeance, Park Chan-wook.
Yeah, he's already got some pretty horrifying scenes under his belt, so anticipation for his new vampire film, Thirst, is very high.
So while many people feel like the vampire films have been tapped out, there's no question that audiences everywhere will drink up Old Boy director Park Chan-wook's anticipated take on the vampire genre, Thirst.
우리 둘 다 지옥 가요.
난 신앙이 없어서 지옥 안 가요. So tell me, what is Thirst all about?
A Catholic priest who has a great love for mankind volunteers for a secret vaccination experiment that makes him ill. He needs a blood transfusion to save his life, but the blood he receives comes from a vampire, which turns him into one. And he is unable to suppress his desire and starts an affair with his friend's wife.
What does it take to make a vampire film fresh?
A fresh take can be achieved by not bringing anything new to the table. I got rid of the old cliches that were already there. By doing that, it takes away the mysticism about vampires and makes it as realistic as possible.
흡혈귀란 거 생각보다 귀엽네요. I understand this film deals with a lot of taboo subjects. Can you discuss some of those?
This is a story about a priest that becomes a vampire that has an affair with his friend's wife. These are taboo subjects that the film deals with. When you actually look at the film, it deals with a sense of guilt that the priest goes through, whether or not to give in to the temptation, and the audience sees his struggle, which is something the audience can identify with.
사제가 이러면 죄가 더 커요.
나는 신자도 아닌데요. This was your second film to win a Cannes Grand Jury Prize, so you must know what it takes to really resonate with audiences in your films.
For a filmmaker, it all starts from the director's head, and this idea is very conceptual. This can be a bit troubling. You have to make the audience feel the theme of the story by using their senses, audio and visual.
Well, Thirst is coming everywhere in select theaters on July 31st, so drink it up.
You gotta love Korea.
Right?
I mean, their vamps suck blood and Twilight vamps just suck.
Oh!
Yeah. No, I'm serious, because the only mythical creatures that should sparkle in the sun are unicorns and fairies. Vampires do not sparkle!
I'll give you that, but Kevin Smith made a good point, because if you give, like, Twilight fans a good couple years, like 5 years or so, they're going to turn into, like, hot, legal Twilight fans. So, I think it's okay to be on board for that, because I'm a patient man, and Comic-Con in 5 years is going to be awesome.
I'll drink to that. In fact, it's time for an alcohol-flavored Attack This.
Oh.
Now, if drinking beer just isn't doing it for you anymore, then you probably wish you could just bathe in it. Well, now you can with beer soap. This puck of soap is mostly composed of, yep, you guessed it, beer. But it also contains a variety of fancy schmancy extracts, oils, and even a touch of cocoa butter, so you won't actually smell like you spent the night sleeping on the floor of a bar. And it comes in over 35 varieties like Jamaican hops and wood cashmere. Wait, so it doesn't actually taste like beer, smell like beer, or even get you drunk. What's the point? Oh well, grab a puck for only $5 a pop. Now, we've all seen people open beer bottles with lighters, their teeth, and even their eye sockets. But what you haven't seen is the Alacy pop-up bottle opener. At first glance, it's not at all clear what this little egg-shaped device actually does. But when you place it on top of a bottle of beer, voila, the cap is gone, and you're good to go. It uses a hidden claw and magnet to not only crack your beer with ease, but hold on to the cap. If NASA had an official bottle opener, this would be it, people, I promise. Now, if you ever wished that your beer would just find its way from the fridge to your hand, this is your lucky day. Introducing the BeerBot. The guys over at Revision 3 developed this elaborate multi-step do-it-yourself project that's simply a mini cooler set atop a lightweight driving robot. It drives along a track and brings you a beer at a predetermined time of day, every day, without you having to move a muscle. Yeah, the robot apocalypse may be on the horizon, but who gives a damn if they're serving us alcohol? Yeah, and finally, one of your favorite childhood games is all grown up. Introducing Battle Shots. It's Battleship with shots. It's amazing. A Brazilian industrial design student decided to fashion his own one-of-a-kind set that draws from everyone's favorite war game. Each ship has a varying number of shot glasses fixed on top, and, well, the rules are pretty simple. If your ship sinks, you drink. Fun. Obviously, you don't have to play with alcoholic beverages, but why wouldn't you? Unfortunately, though, the game's designer hasn't been able to make it available to the public just yet, so we'll keep you posted on that, I guess. Now, do you receive enough newsletters? Don't answer that until you visit G4TV.com, Attack of the Show, and sign up for ours. It'll keep you up to date on all the stuff you care about. Stay tuned. The Loop will look at the star-crossed pairing of AT&T and Apple. Innovation has been stifled at the App Store, and we'll discuss the future of the iPhone with Ma Bell. Stick around.
The feed is brought to you by Gillette Fusion, Gillette's closest, most comfortable shave.
Hey, is your iPhone the key to America's undoing? Or is this a whole lot of smoke designed to prevent users from winning the legal right to unlock their Jesus phones? Well, The Loop is here to find some answers.
Jailbreaking is a common practice that allows iPhone and iPod Touch users to bypass Apple's App Store and run unauthorized apps on their device. And according to Apple and the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, it's illegal. Earlier this year, Apple filed comments with the Copyright Office claiming jailbreaking an iPhone constitutes copyright infringement and compromises the, quote, safety, security, and reliability of the device. Enter the Electronic Frontier Foundation, an international nonprofit advocacy group dedicated to preserving freedom of speech in the digital age. Recently, they took up the fight with the U.S. Copyright Office to legalize jailbreaking. Last week, Apple filed claims with the Copyright Office stating that jailbroken iPhones could be used for such things as terrorists seeking to wage, quote, potentially catastrophic cyber attacks by knocking out cell phone towers. Where does the EFF stand in its war against jailbreaking? And do Apple's claims actually have any merit? Taking a bite out of Apple, it's The Loop.
All right, joining me from San Francisco to help us make sense of it all, senior staff attorney for the Electronic Frontier Foundation, Fred Von Lohman joins us. How are you, Fred?
Doing well.
How's that jailbroken iPhone of yours? Are you a jailbreaker? Have you broken free?
I can neither confirm nor deny whether I've jailbroken
Man,
my
you
phone.
are such a lawyer. All right, well, that's good. Let me ask you this. Why should iPhone users be allowed to freely jailbreak their phones? I mean, as an Apple fanboy, they know what's best for me. They know what's best for everybody. Steve wouldn't do it if it would harm us.
That's right. Well, it's basically a question of consumer choice, right? Quite clearly, when you buy an iPhone, you can only get your apps from the App Store. If you want to get apps from a different store, you've got to jailbreak your phone. And if you care about competition and you care about innovation, that's a great idea. And in fact, the clearest illustration here is imagine what the world would look like if Microsoft had the power to veto every app that ran on Windows.
Oh, what a majestic land that would be.
Exactly. We'd all be using Microsoft Outlook and Internet Explorer. I don't think we want that.
Yeah, I'm still running IE 3.0, so it's fine. But now you say it's about consumer choice, and I say, what about homeland security? Because I care about my country. And Apple claims that, well, if we allow jailbroken phones, then that means the drug dealers and the hackers are going to crash cell phone towers and make our phones ring at the same time like the Lawnmower Man. What about that reality?
Right, that's pure FUD. There's no reality in there at all. Apple doesn't have any examples to cite of this ever happening. And, quite frankly, if you want to monkey around with cell phone towers, there are a lot of tools out there to do that already, and there's a lot of laws that already make that illegal. So we're not really talking about that when we're talking about jailbreaking. We're talking about 4 million iPhone users who are trying to get the freedom to run the software of their choice on the computer that they own in their pocket.
So is that, I mean, you mentioned this perfect world, this utopia where, Microsoft controls what apps you can run on Windows. Is this just Apple not wanting people to run apps outside of their store? Is that what you're saying, that that's all it boils down to for them?
That's exactly what it boils down to for them. You have to remember, Apple gets 30% off the top of every app sold in the App Store, and they also really like controlling competition and making sure that only the apps that they like are there, so their own apps can look good by comparison.
But what about keeping malicious apps like the Google Voice application, keeping those out of the store? Does that recent move, does that help or hurt your case?
That really, I think, helps our case and underscores what this is really about. Apple didn't pull the Google Voice apps out of the App Store this week because they thought terrorists were going to be using that. They pulled it because, and in fact, they admitted it. They said, hey, these apps duplicate functionality that our own software provides.
So
in other words,
Apple's doing us
we
a
don't
solid.
want competition.
No, they're doing us a solid. They're saving us space on our phones. It's like, why do you need that app? You already do it. Thanks, Apple. Isn't that great?
That's right. Because Jobs has the one true way. We all know.
Thank you. Thank you for finally admitting that, Fred. I rest my case, Your Honor. Where does your legal battle actually stand? Are you guys going to win this thing? Because I certainly hope you do.
I think we are going to win this thing. The Copyright Office will tell us in probably September, mid-October, whether they're going to come out on our side or Apple's side. But no matter how that turns out, jailbreaking is here to stay. Tools like Pwnage Tool are out there. There's over 4 million people who've jailbroken their iPhones already. And I don't think that's likely to change.
Well, let me ask you this, Fred, again. I want you guys to win. I certainly hope you do. But let's say they side with Apple. Yes, jailbreaking will still go on, but could I then potentially be sued for that, or could I be fined for that? What could the consequences be if I just want to run whatever software I want on my phone?
Well, the good news here is Apple doesn't seem to be eager to follow the recording industry down the path of suing hundreds of consumers one at a time. Right. The hard news here, though, is for the independent app developers who are looking for independent stores where they can make their applications available and get paid for them. As long as jailbreaking is under this legal cloud, it's going to be harder for those app developers to find a big market and sell legitimate apps to consumers who want them.
Well, Fred, listen, we're all huge fans of the EFF here. We all love jailbreaking as well, so that's two great tastes together. Good luck with your battle, sir. And thanks for keeping us in the loop.
Thanks very much.
We appreciate it. Right now, let's go over to Allison Hayslip.
Still ahead, Women of the Web goes global when we travel around the world in 10 babes. I sure hope we include Chad, the nation, not the dude, obviously. Yeah.
You're listening to Shine by Black Gold. Their album Rush is in stores now. For more information, visit www.blackgoldmusic.com.
Vivo, G4 presenta El Gigador contra El Nerdo Loco. We'll be right back.
Let's learn something. Fun fact. Hot women can be found in 6 out of 7 continents.
Nice.
Yeah, oh, sorry, Antarctica. But it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
To help you keep track of some of the hotter ones, we offer you this Women of the Web as a public service. You're welcome.
Let's be honest, the world is full of beautiful women. So pack your bags because we're taking you around the world in 10 babes to count down our favorite international models. We're kicking off the list with the best that Australia has to offer, Jessica Gomez. This Sports Illustrated swimsuit model looks hotter in this frilly gold bikini than a shrimp on the Barbie, and we'd gladly get lost in her outback. At 9 is Yuri Ibihara. Yuri is one of Japan's top fashion models. She got her big break in a commercial for CanCam cameras. One look at her official fan site's photo gallery, and you'll know exactly why Yuri and great pictures go hand in hand. Number 8 is Valentina Desi. She's a beautiful Italian and one of Double Viking's international babes of the day. We like Valentina so much that right now we're actually trying to not compare her in a tight red bikini to a spicy meatball. At 7, representing South Africa, is Candice Boucher. We have no excuse for only discovering this 6-foot-tall, blue-eyed babe last week. But luckily, these itty-bitty bikini shots gave us a perfect reason to keep our subscription to FHM South Africa. Number 6 is a Norwegian goddess, Rebecca Tisnes. It may be cold in Norway, but that doesn't stop Rebecca from rolling around in next to nothing. Take a look at her gallery on Uncoached, and you'll swear that you're visiting Valhalla. 5th place goes to Joanna Krupa. There are a ton of models from Poland, but we went with Joanna because of her impressive MySpace gallery. She's definitely blowing up stateside, which hopefully means less Polish jokes and more Polish ladies for everyone. Number 4 is England's own Lucy Pinder. She's representing the whole UK thanks to her amazing natural assets and her willingness to show them off. Check out Lucy's official website for the reason Old England's always so jolly. Taking the bronze for the USA is Marissa Miller. Blonde hair, hazel eyes, and tan skin. We couldn't be happier to have Marissa saving our spot on this countdown. Careful though, because one look at her official gallery may leave you mindlessly chanting USA. 2nd place goes to Adriana Lima. No nation has more hot women than Brazil, and Adriana is the cream of the crop. We can't stop staring at her pictures on Fashion Model Directory because Brazil's numerous beaches means tons of bikini pics. Viva Brazil! Wrapping up our Sexy World Tour is Israel, home of Bar Raffaelli. She's the new cover girl for Sports Illustrated's 2009 swimsuit issue, thanks to her perfect body and trance-inducing good looks. Bar was born to wear bathing suits as small as these, but we'd happily travel the globe to see her in a little less. For more Women of the Web, head on over to g4tv.com/podcasts and subscribe to the Women of the Web podcast.
Congratulations on your first place finish, Israel. It was a good one.
Mazel tov.
Yes. I think it's time for today's epic fail. What do you
yes.
think?
Well, I think we should, because every college campus in America has that one eccentric student known as like the unicycle guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Instead of walking or biking, the unicycle guy just has to be all whimsical as he rolls around campus.
But there's nothing whimsical about one young unicyclist, or is it unicycler? Unicyclee?
Unicycle-I?
Unicycler? Watch what he does to an innocent escalator.
Oh.
That moron's back on the escalator again.
I see what you tried to do there, unicycle guy.
Yeah, but I expected like the fail to hurt him.
Yeah.
And not like the hapless moving sidewalk. So I guess he fails at failing?
Yeah.
All right.
I say it. Go to the all-new G4TV.com/AOTS for all the things you saw today and more.
I want to thank our guest Fred Von Lohman for fighting a good fight. Listen, go jailbreak your phones. Don't worry about Apple.
Rebels.
Don't fear them. You have more to fear from the Palm Pre girl than you do from Apple. Oh, God! No!
She's so scary! And yet so hot at the same time.
Do you want to make out with the pre girl on the wall, Allison? Why don't you go over there and make out with her? Hey, plays up next, everybody. And you're welcome, Internet.